The most dangerous lie you'll ever face isn't the one someone tells you. It's the one you tell yourself. It sounds harmless at first. I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. This is just who I am. And because it sounds like your own voice, you believe it without question. But where did that voice come from? It wasn't always yours. It was given to you long before you knew who you were. Think back. A time when you failed. A time when you felt invisible. A moment when someone you loved looked at you and you saw disappointment in their eyes. Those moments planted seeds. Seeds that grew into the story you've been living ever since. When you believe a lie about yourself, it doesn't stay trapped in your mind. It bleeds into everything. The dreams you abandon, the relationships you tolerate, the risks you talk yourself out of. You settle for less, not because you have to, but because you believe that's all you deserve. Imagine a bird born inside a cage, never realizing the door was open. It doesn't even try to fly. It thinks that's what life is. Most people live like that. You aren't lazy. You aren't cursed. You've just been trained to believe you can't. The lie rewrites your memories. It reframes your failures as proof you're broken. It reframes your successes as accidents. And it quietly closes the door on the life you were meant to live. The roots of the lie are buried deep. Maybe it was a teacher who laughed when you spoke. Maybe it was a parent who only showed pride when you won. Maybe it was a best friend who betrayed you when you needed them most. Little wounds, little betrayals, stacked so high you stopped questioning. You learned early that it was safer to shrink, safer to hide, safer to become smaller than the pain you couldn't face. And somewhere along the way, survival became your story. Not truth, not possibility, just survival. You built an identity around staying unseen. And it worked, until it started to kill you. You don't hear the voice anymore. You just obey it. You don't see the cage. You call it realism. You think you're making free choices. You think you're protecting yourself. But you're just following a map drawn by fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear that if you reach too high, you'll only prove once and for all that you aren't enough. So you lower your standards, you lower your expectations, you lower yourself, until one day you can't remember who you were before you started playing small. Life inside the lie feels comfortable, right up until it feels unbearable. Every lie eventually cracks. Sometimes it's a small crack, a quiet frustration, a dream you can't fully kill. Sometimes it's a massive break. A relationship ends, a job collapses, a health scare wakes you up, and suddenly you see it. The cage, the door, the lie you mistook for truth. At first, the realization hurts. You grieve, you rage, you mourn the years you lost, but grief is a sign of life. It means the real you isn't dead, only sleeping. And slowly, something stirs. A voice older than your fear, a strength deeper than your wounds. You realize you were never trapped by reality. You were trapped by a story, and a story can be rewritten. Leaving the lie behind doesn't happen all at once. It starts with tiny steps. Moments of courage so small no one else notices. Saying no when you used to say yes. Trying again when you used to quit. Letting yourself hope, even when you're afraid. You don't need to become someone new. You need to return to who you were before the fear took over. The walls were never real. The door was always open. You just needed to stop believing you were supposed to stay inside. You will carry scars. You will lose people who only loved your mask. You will walk through days when you doubt everything, but you will be free. And for the first time, the life waiting for you will be your own. The most dangerous lie isn't that you're broken. It's believing you have to stay that way. You don't. You never did. And now you know it.